But you know what's so special about this country is the people. Man, oh man, you guys are so authentic, so real, and I just really admire all of you, and we're coming back. I can tell you that. We are coming back. The trusted one. The trusted one. You know, trust is in everything we do. It's in relationships, it's in our decisions, it's the foundation, it's the bridge, and it's the glue to everything we do. From a relationship to a decision that we make. Trust is in everything. So for the next 30 minutes, I want you to read this quote and say, you're going to give me a little bit of your time and trust that I'm going to share something of value. You with me? You got to give it to me. Are you in? Okay, here we go. So trust is in everything. It's the glue, it's the foundation, it's everything that we do. And I don't know about you, but I have a trust meter. I meet somebody, I make a decision where I'm going to trust this individual. In my decisions, I go to my gut to make a decision. Where is that? So we're going to have a little test here. We're going to test your gut meter. When you see this image, where is your trust meter? Is it at 0 or 10? 0. I'm going to tell you, my trust meter is at about 2 because I love adventure. I've broken 19 bones in this body, so I like to give it a bit. So I'm going to say I'm probably about a 2. How about this one? My trust meter is at 10. This is my twin brother. And so, as a twin, you got something that is so special. You can trust that man. 60 years with this individual, and I trust him like everything. So when we were hanging out in that beautiful, cozy room with my mom, I said, Jer, trust me. I'm going down the slide first. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So down I went, and I said, come on out. It's great out here. So this is a 10 out of 10 for me. And this image says everything about my twin brother and I. We just know each other. We could be miles, thousands of miles apart. We know what we're thinking, what the other fellow's thinking. And when it comes to this, gosh, in 2018, when I saw this, my trust meter went right over to about 8. Not 9, not 10, but it was way, way up there. See, everything that I'd done up until that point, 27 years, I was going to be built for this company. This company spoke to me. The moment I saw it, 20 minutes later, I said, I'm moving to this company. And then guess what happened? I met this man, Mr. Glenn Sanford. And then my trust meter went to 10. So I want everybody to stand up and give this man an ovation for what he created. EXP. And I really, truly believe that. You know, the first event I went to, Glenn walked out on stage and everybody stood up and gave him a standing ovation. That went on for a few years. Now I guess it's just okay. You just walk in and everybody knows that you're just a great guy. But I have so much respect for you, Glenn. And you are the trusted one when it comes to real estate, Glenn. You really are. So I really want to appreciate and honor you for that. So thank you very much. Okay, let's get down to some business. You guys ready? Let's talk some strategy. I can yell too, Brent. We're going to talk about strategy, co-opetition, and resilience. And so let's get on with strategy. Another trusted one in my life was my father, an amazing man. And my father would take us to the fishing hole, and we were guaranteed fish. You know, he would take us to these fishing holes, and he'd say, hey, can you look over there? Can you see all those fish? He would take us to the fishing hole where there was just teeming of fish. And then he'd put the right lure on and say, cast it right over there, Randy. And I cast it, and guess what? Fish on. Fish on. Whoa, fish on. My dad was amazing for that. But here's the analogy for us in real estate. There's buyers and sellers in a fishing hole that will bring you business today, bring you business in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Who wants a commission in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Say aye. Aye. So we got to go where the fish are. We got to go where the buyers and sellers are. So number one, Ben talked about open houses or show homes. Brent talked about that. These are people coming to these events called an open house or a show home saying, I am interested in real estate today. Go where you're going to be introduced to the fish, the buyers and sellers. Open house is a great place to do that. The next one, vacant and empty homes. So what I do is I scour the classifieds looking for people that are renting out their properties. They're tenanted homes, but they're vacant. And I call up the sellers. I don't know if you can do this, but in Canada, it's really easy to find who the owner is. And I will call up the owner of the property and say, listen, I know you're trying to rent out your property, but it's vacant. Wouldn't this be a great opportunity to put it on the market? So it's a great way to get a listing today. Now, I don't know about you guys, but do you call yourselves estate agents or property practitioners? I'm going to say, stop that. I don't call myself a realtor. I say I work in the real estate space. Think of a different way that you can talk to people and share something different than everybody else. So this is a great way, vacant home. And next would be moving sales, garage sales, and what we call pods, or you call it podded. I look for these. I go through the classifieds, I drive around, and I go and introduce myself to the homeowners that are hosting garage sales because I know that they're decluttering and getting ready to list. And you know, so often they do have an agent already, but I say, listen, wouldn't you like a second opinion? This could be the biggest equitable event of your life. Wouldn't it make sense that you have a second opinion? So, another great option there for you. Just listed, just sold. You know this is contagious. You put a sold sign in a property or in a neighborhood, and next thing you know, there's 3 or 4. It's contagious. The moment a new sign drops in the ground, I say to my team, get out there and start knocking on doors because somebody else is going to be listing their home in the next 7 to 30 days. Guaranteed. Another great opportunity for 30 to 60, 90-day commission check. Join clubs. Man, this one's been good for me. I joined a club called Real Estate Investment Network 12 years ago. 300 people show up every month to this event. About 100 of them are realtors. So how did I stand out? How did I get the business? Because many years I sell 20 to 50 homes from this one group. I just went and said, how can I help? How can I be the agent on your team to serve you and make your events better? What can I do? Can I work in the back? Can I do this? Next thing you know, guess what? I'm on stage and I'm the trusted agent in the room. Be part of clubs. In fact, the more expensive the club, the better it is. The more exclusive the club, the better it is, because those people will really connect with you because it's exclusive and expensive. If it's just anybody can come, nobody connects. So make sure it's exclusive and expensive. Refer link. This is a BNI group that I personally make, so Business Networking International, and I handpick my people, whether it be a painter, a landscaper, an inspector, an accountant, a lawyer, and I bring them together once a month. I lead, I give them value as far as business, and of course the referrals happen in such a significant way, it's unbelievable. And by the way, I've got ebooks and all these, which I'm going to share with you in a bit, okay? So all of these have an ebook to go with it. And then I would do events all the time. Now I do realtor events, by the way. I call them Realtor Collective. Thank you, Glenn, for being at some of my events. But host events and pick a section of the market, a segment of the market that you're passionate about. If you love seniors, do senior events, move down events. If you love investors, do investor events, but do what's passionate to you. So these are some great opportunities to get deals in the next 30, 60, 90 days. And if you want more, I've got many more, but I'm just real short on time. So here is the ebook. Take a picture of that. Don't download them yet because there's 5 there. So take a picture of that for the ebooks, or just go to randydyck.com. While we're staying on real estate here, talking real estate, this is what I defined as trust. And I share this with all my clients. You should be doing this as well. Rip it off, duplicate it, steal it, whatever. But I sit down with my clients, I say, listen, I want you to know that I've got your back. And how I'm going to do that is through trust. So T is for timely. I'm going to be on time every time. In fact, you should be 20 minutes early, because when you're 20 minutes early, you can research whatever you're going to share. You're going to be 20% smarter. Trust me, when you're prepared, you look 20% smarter. R is for being reliable. What I say, I will do. Are you reliable as a real estate agent? U is for useful. Are you bringing useful information that is valuable to your client? What do you think S stands for? Sexy? Strategic. Strategic. People need action plans. They want you to lead. So be a leader. And I sit down and I say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this, and then we're going to get that. You need to give them a strategic plan. Everybody needs to be led. We're sheep. We're sheep. They want to be led. And T is for being tenacious. Be tenacious. Be a Brent Gove. Be tenacious. Co-opetition. Co-opetition. Who likes to hang out with competitors? Yes. Competitors raise the bar every time. They push you to be better and better every day. So co-opetition is really competition with your competitors, but being co-op about that. And a great story with that is a giant called Amazon. And really, this is the concept of these two competitors coming together. One competitor can light a fire. Two competitors can light a really big fire. Somebody said this to me the other day. When in fear in the bush, just build a bigger fire. When you can hang out with your competitors and get along and do business together, oh my goodness, it's a big deal. It's a big fire. So this company called Amazon, which we all know is a giant in the land. Does anybody know what AWS is? Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is really the machine of Amazon. See, Amazon's the storefront, and AWS is the back end. And without AWS, what you order online through Amazon wouldn't happen. It's the AWS that is so powerful. And these are all the things that AWS does to make that seamless, easy, and that package to show up in 24 or 48 hours. It's the machine. In fact, it's so powerful, it services 1/3 of the market. Think about that. 1/3 of the entire back end of all those online stores, AWS is powering. That's going to be us one day, right? EXP is going to power the entire real estate world, at least by 1/3. Woo, let's go, 1/3. But there's another giant in the land called Netflix. Who has Netflix? Okay, how about Amazon Prime? Most of us have both. Now, Netflix and Amazon are the two streaming giants. In fact, Amazon is 45% of the market around the globe. Prime is 11%, and then the balance, Disney, Hulu, HBO, balance out the rest. But these are two of the biggest. And then one day, Netflix said, we want to be the biggest. And so they realized that they couldn't do it on their own. So they went to their competitor. And the unlikely source was Amazon. So back in 2008, when they were both trying to get into the streaming business, in fact, Amazon was further ahead. They had the back end, remember AWS? And Netflix says, gosh, we really want to scale. We want to be big. We want to do what we want to do. And they went to their competitor. Who is your competitor that you should be talking to today to say, I need your help to scale? Who is it? Is it the agent across the hall? Is it the agent down the street? Is it the broker owner down the street? Who is your competitor that you should be connecting with, collaborating with, and cooperating with? So Amazon said, we will partner with you. We will have an alliance with you, and we'll be the trusted one. Yet Amazon could have done this, right? They could have just gone, ugh. And they said, no, we're going to be the trusted one. Are you the trusted one? Will you go to your competitor and say, listen, I know you can use my help, my services? Well, what happened is Netflix blew up. They have over 200 million subscribers around the world. They spend a ton of dough with AWS, so AWS wins. But more importantly, AWS said to the rest of the world, we're trusted. We're the trusted one. That's who we are at DXP. We are the trusted one. I worked at RE/MAX for 20 years. I couldn't trust anybody in that office. Yet now I go to the RE/MAX agents and I say, listen, I'm the trusted one. Come over here. I'll share everything I've done over 32 years. I've sold 7,000 homes. Let me show you what I can help you with. I want to be your trusted one. All right. Thanks, Jay. Woo! The trusted one. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into some mindset. Mindset. I love mindset stuff. This is what I really love. This is what I really love to do these days. Mindset is so important. In fact, mindset's probably 80% of everything we do. And one of those things is resilience. Resilience. Resilience comes out of adversity. And it really is a superpower. Who has superpowers in this room? Let's hear it. Come on. Who's got superpowers? Yes, we all have superpowers. Now, superpowers, are they gifted from God? Yes, but they can be nurtured as well. They are gifts that can be nurtured. And we all have a journey. We all have a story. And I just recently finished writing a small book that talked about adversity. And this is one of the quotes out of that book. Adversity defines not who we are, but how we rise. This book was on purpose. Ignite your purpose. And who in this room has not faced adversity? Who in this room has not faced challenging times? We all have. And I want to share a little story out of this book to help us put this home. It goes something like this. In the silence, the silence was deafening. Yet in my subconscious, I could hear my twin brother yelling at the top of his lungs, "You've wrecked our motorcycle! You've wrecked the motorcycle!" I mumbled, I can't get up. I can't get up. Help me up. And like he and I had done with each other for 14 years, after a big crash, a fall, a tumble, we would help each other up. And he reached for my left arm and started lifting it up. And I said, no, put it down. Go get help. He put my arm down and he ran for help. Help was a football field away. While I lay in the silence, looking at the amazing May blue sky up against the vibrant green tree leaves, I started piecing the puzzle of this together. See, Jerry and I were supposed to load the skateboard ramp that was sitting on the front driveway because we had choir guests coming to our small country church in southern Alberta for the evening. And then we were going to billet them to our house, and Dad did not want this ugly skateboard ramp sitting on the driveway. So we loaded the skateboard ramp onto the back of the pickup truck, and in that moment, like every moment, it was racers ready. This is just what we did. We were competitive twins that raced to everything, from the bus stop to the table to the bicycle, whatever it was a race. And there was no starter with a starter pistol saying, are you guys ready? No. We just intuitively knew race was on. Well, my race machine was this motorcycle. And we took off, and through a series of riding errors and too much speed and this and that, I ended up torpedoing off of the motorcycle, helmetless, and headfirst into a building. Hence, I couldn't get up. My father showed up, the trusted one. He was built for this moment, by the way. Adversity and resilience builds you for things you could never imagine. Never imagine. Yeah, you make it through. And he said, Randy, this is 46 years ago. I'm sorry, guys. It's hit me. He said, can you move your arms? I said, no, Dad. Can you feel your legs? I said, no. Well, one thing led to another, transported to hospital. Almost 2 months through traction and through therapy and operations. And this is what my neck looks like today. It's got 3 vertebrae fused, wired, solid. I spent the next year learning how to walk, poop, eat, everything and anything. But look at this. I'm alive. That moment was the beginning of adversity and resilience that I never knew I had. That was the moment that I found out who I really was. That was the moment that I realized that I was stronger than I thought. Adversity does not define who we are, but how we rise. And resilience is one of those superpowers that I have today, that I've used in my real estate business, that I've lived in my life. Resilience is the strength and speed of our response to hardship. We need hardship. We need hardship to find out what we're really made of and who we really are. The adaptability, the mental toughness, and the perseverance is what resilience is and how we rise. To me, it's really about this, optimism, real optimism, and it's about hope. We all live with hope. We've been given hope, we are hope, and we live in hope. And then it's what we trust in ourselves. Every one of you needs to trust in who you are and what you're doing, and know that hope is there for you each and every day. Are you the trusted one? I know I am the trusted one in my life. I know that I can live with that. And I have other people that trust in me. And resilience is really about doing hard things. And you need to want the hard things because it develops you. You need the hard things in life. You need the hard things in the market. Man, those tough markets that I went through, they made me so good that when the market was easy. But when they were tough, I knew I could survive. And I knew I was going to be better than the rest around me. You need those tough times. And you need to reframe your mind. You need to say, okay, I know this is tough, but this is going to make me better. I'm going to be better at this and then better at that. Reframe your mind. And through time and through stress and through adversity, resilience will cultivate and it will be built. Beyonce says it this way: I don't gamble, but I gamble on myself. Bet on yourself. I bet on myself every day. So I'm going to close out with this. One day we won't be here. One day you won't be able to do what you do. One day you won't be selling real estate. But one day somebody's going to tell a story about you. What is that story? What is that story? What's the story that somebody's saying behind your back? What's the story when you leave the room? That's the story that you need. You are the trusted one. Know that you are, and be the story. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.